The last part of an academic essay is, as we all know, the conclusion. We have to finish our ideas. Now, when it comes to the conclusion, this is always going to be our last paragraph. There's no point in concluding beforehand. So make sure you don't confuse your audience by using a in conclusion transition before you get to your actual concluding paragraph. Now, when it comes to your concluding paragraph, you still are going to want this to be 5 to 7 sentences in length, but these sentences might end up being a little shorter. Conclusions tend to be the shortest paragraph in an essay. So if that does happen, that's okay. Just get to this minimum. Now, what are these 5 to 7 sentences going to consist of? You guessed it, you've learned the pattern. These 3 ideas. Now, when it comes to your concluding, the first thing you're going to do is restate your thesis. This is going to remind your audience of your main idea. It is literally a recap of your opinion. Remember, your opinion is the same as your thesis. So remind them, but keep in mind that this reminder needs to come with a transition. So begin this section with in conclusion and then go into your thesis. Now, after you've restated your thesis, it is time to summarize. Yes, you are going to summarize. You're going to recap the main ideas within the essay. Now, you're not going to want to revisit everything specifically, but rather mention the interesting parts, the things that they might find interesting or things that might be memorable. Now, there are many ways to summarize information in conclusions, but I have found that this is an easier way to decide what to put into this summary section. Now, after you have summarized your main ideas, you're going to need to finish up this conclusion with a call to action. Now, this call to action is going to be your last, if I can open my marker, your last 1 to 2 sentences, where your summaries 3 to 6, and restating your thesis is, it should be 1. Your very first sentence. So your call to action, what is this? Well, it needs to be thought-provoking and it needs to be relevant, because this is going to be the last thing your audience reads. You want to send them back out into the world having been better for reading what it is. Give them something to remember. Give them something to think about. What might a call to action look like? What are some examples? Look at your hooks handout, because it's the exact same thing. In fact, when it comes to the academic essay, coming full circle, being a little bit repetitive is exactly what you need to do. So maybe end your essay the same way you began. Just make sure you have a concluding paragraph, and you begin it with a transition that restates your thesis. You summarize those main ideas again, and then leave us with a thought-provoking, relevant idea.